Yo, what is up, legends? Welcome back. Hope you're all doing well. Today I decided to go and do a 6-month review of my Polygon Syncline C3. Is this really right here? So let's talk about it. Drop. There it is. Little drop there. So yeah, let's review the Syncline C3 Polygon. I've had this bike for 6 months or so, and we've made a few upgrades, but I'll tell you about the original stuff on it. So originally it had WTB 2.3 Trail Boss tyres on it, and they were pretty well XC. They were good XC tyres. I didn't mind them, they just weren't tubeless, so I upgraded them to 2.5 aggressors. And the reason I wanted that is because I wanted to bomb this bike down hills and turn it into like a hardtail style enduro bike, which is kind of silly, but it was fun. I sent some jumps on it, which you'll see here. I sent it down Cheeseburger, which is a black diamond trail, and that was pretty wild. That trail is actually just over there. There's a chute. Not that you can see it too well on the camera, but obviously I'll add some clips in over the top of this. Proper up there. And anyways, now up to date with the tyres. I've got Tubeless Recon Race 2.35 tyres, and these tyres have been great. I reckon this is a needed change for the bike. You need some real good thread XC tyres on it. The Trail Boss were a bit more thin than these, like they weren't as I wasn't as comfortable with them on there, plus they weren't tubeless either, so they were beaded and it was a very big pain to get off, so keep that in mind. I just cut them off. And even then, obviously the bead was in the way. It was a wire bead. Oh, wasn't that a mission? But anyways, yeah, tubeless, much needed upgrade for this bike, I think, and get some Recon race tires or some Maxxis Recon tires, or equivalent, something like that. 2.35 or 2.3 is good, I've felt so far. Obviously I've upgraded the pedals because I ride clipless. Clipless, I call them clips because that makes more sense. But yeah, obviously that's not going to change too much. Alright, the biggest change you need on this bike, the biggest upgrade you want, is a dropper post. I rode it for probably 3 weeks without one, and it was just terrible. So the tubing size of this is tiny, and it was very hard to find a dropper post for it. But I think it's 27.3 or 27.9 size. I'm not sure, but it would only support that, and I got 100 mil dropper post, and it's worked great. I've just upgraded. I put the seat up a bit higher, and it works good. It's a KS one. Dropper lever is just, I think it's all mountain. Oh, it's PNW. There you go. So yeah, dropper post, 100% needed. I've kept the normal seat on there, which is a shit, I'm not sure. Oh, it's an Entity. It feels alright, honestly. It doesn't feel bad. That's pretty much all I can say. I've had a couple good seats, but yeah, it's a great seat. Not really too many complaints. Something else I changed was the bars. It came with very small bars. Like, I think they were only like, shit, I'd want to say 850s or 860s, which is tiny for me. I couldn't do it. It felt way too far in compared to my enduro, so I threw some 780s on there. Did I say 750 before? 750s they were, not 850s. Yeah. Anyway, they are 780s on there and they feel great. I didn't change the grips. The grips actually feel good, and they're lock-ons, which is what you want. Do not buy non-lock-on grips. Don't do it. Oh, one other thing about the dropper post was a big mission for me because I did it stupidly. There's nothing in here, so if you put it through the tube, which it went in there, it just goes through to nowhere. There is no tubing in here. It stops probably around here, the tubing, and then it's just, yeah, so getting it up here, that took me a long time, but I got a brain and I managed to fix it. So yeah, good features about this bike would be the 170mm cranks, perfect size for most people, my size I think. The fork's great, Recon, I think it's a Recon, yeah it is, Recon something. It's 120mm, which is shit, that's all you need. I might upgrade it eventually if I want to, which I probably, honestly there's no reason to for me. I've sent it down some crazy stuff and feels good. It's a good shock, even has lockout feature and all that stuff, you know, standard Recon. The brakes are good. I've never had a 160mm rotor, I think, or maybe that's 180. I know it looks 160 and it's obviously bigger on the front, but they grip really good. They're just single 2-pot Shimano brakes. They feel good, honestly. I have no complaints about them. Drivetrain's still going strong. There's nothing wrong with any problem with the drivetrain at all. It all feels good. Even all your jockey wheels and stuff are great. I've had no problems with the derailleur, no problems anywhere in the cranks, nothing like that. It sounds good. I mean, nothing wrong with the sound of the hub. The rims, I thought maybe it would have some cheap rims on it, but they're decent rims. I have not buckled them yet or sent any dings through them, and I've heard the bike ding on rocks, but still there's no dents in them or anything that I've seen, that I've noticed. But they feel good. Okay, I kind of get in a bit of a ramble or rant about stuff, but more good features of the bike. It has 2 bottle cages which are very close together, so you can only fit a 500ml bottle in there, and you can fit your 600 in here, which is great. Flip the stem, which, did I do that on purpose? Maybe. I tried it for a day and it felt good, and it's felt good ever since, so I'm going to leave it like that. It's carbon frame, completely carbon frame, and it only weighs like, well, the whole bike only weighs around 9 kilos, which is brilliant. 29er, of course, you need 29er for XC, of course. But yeah, I can't think of anything else to talk about with this bike other than it is one of the best bikes I've bought. And I've never bought an XC bike before, but I've had trail bikes and enduro bikes, and I actually liked riding this almost as much as my enduro bike. And that's, you know, I'm essentially a enduro downhill style rider, jumping shit and whatever, but I've sent some pretty big jumps on this too and loved it. This bike, you know, this bike is the bees. I actually really like it. So if you're in the market for an XC bike, strongly recommend you look at the Polygon Syncline series. I'm not a fan of the new colorways. This is one of the older colorways, and it's just got that nice, you know, dark red, fully black almost, with the dark red up the front and like a big tube underneath. And it just generally looks good. I just like the look of it. The new ones, I don't like too fade colorways, so I wouldn't recommend them just because I don't like them. I don't know if you like them, that's great. But yeah, if you're in the market for an XC bike, I would highly recommend the Polygon Syncline Carbon 29er. So yeah, I think that's all I would say for this bike. Bikes Online has not paid me to do this. Bikes Online didn't send me this bike. I just got it on the special for $1,600, and I think they retail for $1,900 anyway, or $2,000 if you get the SLX version. I don't think you need the SLX version because realistically you're not going to be, well, unless you're racing it, which I might. If you're racing it, sure, get the SLX parts. Would be an awesome upgrade for only an extra $400-500, I think. Would recommend that. But if you're not, if you're just going to do road riding and the odd XC, you know, just trail riding and stuff, you're not going to send shit, I would just recommend the C3, which comes with your standard Dior Shimano parts, which are still decent. I mean, it's been 6 months. I have no issues with the bike at all. Zero issues. Maybe in another year I might look at this, doing this review again. I probably won't, to be honest, But yeah, if you're in the market, look for this bike. I'll leave a link below of the Polygon Syncline series. And yeah, that's all I have to say. Cheers guys, peace.